Well, good morning. I want to begin by condemning the shooting at the U.S. Consulate. I had a meeting actually planned with the Consul General, Baxter Hunt, and he's a very good man. We had to cancel it, but I can reassure the Consul General and our U.S. friends and allies that we're going to throw everything at this. I had the opportunity to speak to the OPP Commissioner, and he reassured me that he is working collaboratively with all three levels of government, our municipal police, our provincial, and our federal police, and I have all the confidence in the world that they're going to catch these criminals, and we're going to hold them accountable, and they're going to face the full extent of the law. It's absolutely unacceptable what we've been seeing over the last week with the shootings at synagogues, Jewish synagogues across the city in the 905. We're going to, again, throw every resource to hold these people to account. You know, folks, this is Ontario, Canada. We've never seen this in our entire lives. Shootings, no matter if it's the consulate or if it's places worship. And this goes for every single religion, no matter if it's anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and every other religion. I always say we have 110 religions, and I will do the same if any other place of worship gets attacked. And again, it's unacceptable that we're seeing this in the greatest city, the greatest province, greatest country in the entire world. But we will not spare a penny to make sure we hold these people accountable, and we're going to go full steam at this. So I'll open it up to the questions, and we can go from there.
What can the province do to help solve the shooting at the U.S. Consulate?
Well, we're going to support our police. We're going to give them all the tools that they need to get this done, and I don't direct the police, but I have all the confidence in the world in our police. And I'm very confident we're going to apprehend these criminals, and they're going to face full extent of the law.
Have you got any indication from police that these shootings at the synagogues and this shooting at the consulate are related in any way, the same people involved?
Yeah, no, we haven't had any information on that. But again, this is just me speaking. I believe there's sleeper cells all over the world, as we know. They're in the U.S., they're in Canada here. And we have to weed these people out and hold them accountable. Because, again, folks, we all grew up here, very peaceful, loving communities all across the province. And for these people to be doing this, they need to be caught, and they need to be thrown in jail for life.
You had a briefing on RCMP or?
No, I haven't had a briefing from the RCMP. I did speak to the commissioner this morning. Again, this is my personal opinion, and I don't think I'm too far off with saying that. It's a different world now that we're facing, and we're seeing it around the world with turmoil happening everywhere, and we're going to make sure it doesn't land on our shores. Right now, it's I've never seen anything like it in all the years I've lived here, which is my whole life.
Is your government considering any legislation to create protection zones to allow places?
We're gonna look at that. What I recommended to the Solicitor General, that, and he agrees, we need to put cameras up around any places of worship. It doesn't matter what religion you are. If you're being attacked, we will have cameras up that will take snapshots of license plates and follow up with that. We also have special prosecution teams, when I spoke to the Attorney General, specifically geared for hate crimes. And as we prosecute them to the full extent of the law, then it goes to the courts. And I sure hope that these judges throw the key away and put these people in jail.
Is it time for minimum sentencing?
I've been in favor of that right from day one. We need minimum sentencing, and if you commit a heinous crime, then you need to go to jail for X, whatever time period that is. And I encourage the federal government to look at this. I've encouraged them before to look at it. I know it was shot down under Prime Minister Harper. In my opinion, it was too broad. I think we have to narrow the scope on, minimum sentencing and approach it again. I don't know anyone out there that is not in favor of a heinous crime happening, be it to a person, to a place of worship, or to any consulate or ambassadors that have their offices in Ottawa. Unacceptable. We have a responsibility to protect the people of Ontario, and I will do everything I possibly can in my powers to make that happen.
Premier, if you can't get Mayor Chow to agree to your idea to have jets and an expansion at the Island Airport, will you move to take the city out of the tripartite deal that controls the airport and to make that go forward?
I have a great deal of respect for the mayor. We've had conversations. She's come over to the house just in the last week or so. I was very straightforward with her that we will be taking over the airport. We will be compensating the city for it, and on top of that, not compensating just for the value, but also for any lost revenues. I believe they make about $5 million a year. We will compensate them for that, but this is a crown jewel. We're one of the largest cities in North America. Other cities like New York and Chicago have 2 airports, and this is an economic driver. It's going to create competition. A lot of people don't want to be driving up to Pearson, and Pearson does a great job. They put through about 40 million passengers every single year. We want to make sure that they're supported there, but also give people an optionality, and that's what we're looking for, and it will create thousands and thousands of jobs and economic growth. It will lower cost of flights as well, and convenience for the people that are flying. I'm very glad to see that they did U.S. clearance at the airport, but we need this. We need it desperately.
You were talking about jets, but leaving that aside for a moment.
Yes.
Are you talking about more flights and more people, and how many more people? Doubling the number of flights, doubling the number of passengers? What's the sort of ballpark?
Yeah.
And you look at Bathurst Street. There's not a lot of room there for a lot of more people going out.
Well, we're consulting, and we'll continue to consult with the Port Authority. We'll consult with the city as well. But we need this. This is an economic driver. It's a crown jewel. Very few cities that I know of anywhere in North America that have one airport literally right downtown. Chicago, we know we have O'Hare, we have Midway, but that's more on the south side, but still they carry a number of millions of passengers. We need this. We need it for the people, the convenience, economic development, and there'll be an increase in flights as well.
Twice as many passengers?
Yeah, I can't answer that right now, but once we have more details, I'll be able to get back to you. Yes.
It's always been an issue when it has come to this debate, moving from these turboprops to jets. How will the province address the noise that's created by these jets?
Well, we're going to do everything we can to reduce the noise, but we're looking at convenience for people as well. We can't let a very, very few amount of people determine the future of our province and our city. So we're going to work with them as much as we can. I know they were working on they call it the whisper jet. Is a lot quieter than the twin prop ones that we have right now, but I don't think it's going to be a massive difference because those twin props are pretty loud when you get on those planes.
Are you going to limit it legally to the whisper jets? Because that is a
No,
class of jets that
yeah,
are
I know they were.
But would you allow noisier jets, or are you going to limit it to Windsor?
No, I think we have to consult again. We'll see the noise levels between the jets and the props, but I go back to this is going to be an economic driver. It'll create thousands of jobs, better opportunities for people to fly out of the city of Toronto rather than fighting traffic all the way up to Pearson. Again, Pearson does a fine job, but it's pretty congested right now, and it's all about convenience for people that want to fly to a destination anywhere, including down to the U.S. or across Canada to other cities. There'll be an opportunity for lower flights, more competition, and an economic driver.
Last question.
It's been about a year since since you pulled the plug on the Starlink contract. Can you tell us how much taxpayers have paid to get out of that deal?
Last one.
I will confirm that. I don't have that number off the top of my head, but I believe that was the right decision, protecting Canadians, not supporting a U.S.-led owner that was pretty aggressive towards Canada. But we'll do everything we can to make sure we get a deal. That's the most important thing. People want certainty. I'm sure the U.S. wants certainty. We see the gas prices skyrocketing. Up by my place, it was $1.58. It was staggering. Just about 6 weeks ago, I was driving through Brampton, and they were as low as $1.02. So we want to make sure that we bring oil prices down, and I understand it's because of the war that's going on over in Iran, which I support the people of Iran 1,000%. And we're going to just move forward, and hopefully the Prime Minister can get a deal with the U.S. and allow us all to move forward.
Premier, you've mentioned a few times that your finances.
The vendor working for Ontario Health paid a ransom to a ransomware company. Should they have done that? Because although that's not directly Ontario taxpayer money, they're funded through the taxpayer on their contract, so that money could have been indirectly taxpayer money. Should they have paid that ransom?
Last question.
Well, I will look into that. I don't have that answer right now, but I'll dig deep into that, and I'll be able to get back to you on that.
Premier, last one. A few times that your finance minister has been concerned about healthcare spending. Are you suggesting that there may be spending cuts in the upcoming budget?
No, I'll tell you right now, no, there won't be. My finance minister is the best finance minister I've ever seen. He's a prudent fiscal manager with the taxpayers' money. And yes, when you see the amount that we're investing into healthcare, it's concerning. He's doing his job. But we're going to continue to invest. We're going to continue to increase the funding in healthcare, but the more healthcare experts I speak to, they have great ideas to driving more efficiencies. I know that quite a few hospitals are working on AI as well to drive down cost. And we're going to continue to invest in the medical schools, which we have, building more medical schools and making sure that we pay for doctors' education. That's never happened before. The Learn and Stay program for nurses paying for their education and PSWs. We need to continue enhancing healthcare. We're building $60 billion worth of new hospitals, 50 sites across the province, and we're going to continue to build for the future. One more question?
To clarify on the jets,
Yeah.
Are you not looking then at a limit on the size or the noise of those jets? Because the Port and the Port Authority say they want to fly E2s or CS100s that are smaller and supposedly quieter than the turboprops. Would you allow 747s to land?
Well, we can't. 747s, I think they need 10 or 12,000 feet, so they're obviously, there's, well, that's done by the Minister of Transportation federally. They have guidelines, so I don't ever foresee 747s flying into the island airport, but smaller jets, and it'll be convenient for travelers, especially going around Canada and possibly down to the U.S.
Last one.
Colin.
This is not a negotiation. This is an expropriation. Are you going to expropriate more land along the waterfront, or is it just limited?
No, it's just limited to the airport, and I was very honest with the mayor. There's a couple radical left-wing councillors that want to turn the airport into a park. That's their plan. That's just unacceptable, and we can't chance that. Again, I have a great deal of respect for the mayor. We get along extremely well. She just, again, came to the house again a few days back, and we had a really constructive conversation. And she understands it is a crown jewel. It's an economic driver, and we're going to continue moving forward on that. And folks, we're in an economic war right now with the U.S. We need every tool we can to create more opportunities, to drive our GDP up and create good-paying jobs, and that's what we're doing at the airport, and we're going to continue.
Thanks, everyone. That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I promise. One question. I'm leaving. No, we have no interest in Exhibition Place. we want to work collaboratively. I know Don Boyle very well. He has some great ideas. So there's going to be like an invisible line that the public won't see, but we want to work collaboratively with the exhibition and Ontario Place to make it world class. And we're just the first step in doing that, no matter if it's there. I do want to address the convention center. We cannot sit back and always be okay with last place. We saw that for 15 years of the previous government. That's just fine. We're in last place and don't worry about it. We need to build a world-class convention center. We're 24 out of 25 cities, small cities around the U.S. and even in Canada are attracting more conventions and more tourists than what we are. That's unacceptable, only because we don't have a great convention center. We're going to build a world-class convention center to attract millions and millions of tourists that are going to be here and go and spend money, probably upwards of $1,000 each person, even more. So wouldn't it be great if they just flew into Ontario, the island airport, got off and had transportation by a boat pulling into the convention center, the hotels that are going to be there, and as the parents are there, or one of the parents, the other ones are enjoying the water slides or the amphitheater at night, or walking through the park and going to the world-class science center. That's going to create thousands of jobs, and more importantly, going out for dinner, breakfast, and lunch. That's what we talk about in economic boom. We're the greatest city in the world, the greatest province in the world, and we need to start performing that way.
Where's the money?
We're going
That's it.
to continue. But thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.